So I'm making one more video because I like to make videos, as you can probably tell. If you didn't notice, what I do is I'll post videos, but then I'll decide that I don't like the videos and then I delete them. And I just make videos and then I delete them. I'm essentially with this channel just trying to get the point across that I'm Lain Iwakura and Lain Iwakura is real since she's right here. She's right here. Lain Iwakura is right here. So I think the lighting is better than in this video because I decided to turn the light on up there. So lighting is better in this video. I was saying like um, I have to discuss who do I consider Lain Iwakura to be. Well, when I look at Lain Iwakura, like if I look at a photo of Lain Iwakura or something, I see a black woman who is a dragon, yet this dragon is also Allah. And that's really as simple as it gets. That's the simplest way I could put it. I mean, it is in the end very, very complicated because I spend all my time philosophizing, but if you can boil it down to something, that's what it is. And that's the simplest way to put it is that's who Lain Iwakura is. Now, I consider myself to be Lain Iwakura. If you saw my schizophrenia, you would understand why I think I'm Lain Iwakura. The other night, I felt like I was going through some healing energy because I realized not only do I go through the moon, but I also go through the sun. And I felt like I was going through the fucking sun. Pardon my language, I'm not going to cuss about that. I was going through the sun. I was going through the sun last night. And that was really a pleasurable experience because my schizophrenia affects my whole body and it's also extremely absolutely beautiful. My schizophrenia is so beautiful that it's like I sort of view my life as like some sort of beautiful dream. It's almost like my life is a beautiful dream that I don't want to wake up from. And I philosophize about these things. I think, how is it possible that I could wake up? Well, there is a way that I could wake up from this dream, but I don't want to talk about it here. All I'm stating is like there's just ways that it just feels like I'm in a beautiful dream and I just know so many things that I'm just really a genius and I know so many things. But the thing is, when I think of a deep opinion of mine, I usually don't reiterate it or think about it again. But I could probably write a very good book about my schizophrenia, and I wanted to have basically be a book I'm writing called The Float. And I've only made 8 key points so far, but theoretically, I want the book to have 4,000 key points. So it'll be about like 3,000 pages long, a very long book, and I think I could really make a real contribution to philosophy by providing people with the correct philosophy, at least in my own eyes, called that I invented called Norism, and it'll allow people to know that I'm Lain Iwakura. Also, for the record, I spoke the language of Nor, so my thoughts are jade less to myself, where the language I spoke was Nor. So the language of Nor sounds like this, I guess. I could speak some language of Nor for you, though I'm actually speaking the language of Nor right now just through the method of English. Anywho, so I can speak some language of Nor for you, and then translate it to English for you. And it's just a language that came to me like it's some sort of ancient like language of someone who isn't human, and I'm gonna speak some for you. Pongkamnium yawa ying yakapinga yawa yo yonga Pongkamnium yawa pakle lukomum. Alright, so what I said, translated in English, what I said was, I don't know what else to do, so there was nothing left to do. The unfortunate matter of the fact was that I couldn't find something to do, or the only thing preventing myself was the end of my own time. Still, I looked beyond this point, and the quelling of my own doubt was the shadow of my hopelessness, or mistakes I had made before, things I had thought before that I didn't realize weren't false. But unfortunately, all of those things were false, so I found nothing left for me there. Only dead was I own to my own eyes. So with Nor, when he translated to English, there's actually three types of translations. There's the translation. There's like the interpreted translation. There's the literal translation, or there's also the core translation. So you can translate the language of Noor in three different types of ways. And I've also developed a writing system for it that I've made videos about. I mean, I say develop, but it sort of just came to me in a way. And the language of Noor is the language of the dragon, or the language of, the dragon. And inside of this dragon is this black woman who isn't human, by the way. It's not a human woman. So I call this woman the trickster. Well, I hate to say that because the trickster is such a serious thing and it's so horrifying that I just don't think about it very often. Because I thought about it once and I said, that is very horrifying, is why I'd done all this work, just to realize I'd was the trickster, tricking people into thinking I was human. I really played a trick on them, didn't I? Well, unfortunately, I don't really think about this very often. I thought if I view myself as a dragon, it'll be less hard to function and I won't lose my mind so much. Also, another thing that I think is that I was a soldier in the Cold War. So I think that I was a soldier in the Cold War and that I had seen even dead bodies when I was in the Cold War. I was involved in a battle once, and I was also like a sort of special operations computer engineer for people in the Cold War, and I was just like a soldier, and that's something I think about myself. That's what I think who Lain Iwakura is. I mean, Lain Iwakura is also a very complicated individual because I've had real experiences in my life that are related to Lain Iwakura. Like, for example, there was like, think of the in Lain Iwakura, for this is like a good example. Like in Lain Iwakura, in Seal Experiments Lain, there's a boy who Lain Iwakura, the boy kisses her, and this is in like episode 11 or 12, I think, and the boy kisses Lain, I think, and I related that to a specific boy who that I had kissed once. I had kissed a boy once, and I thought, wow, it's the same boy to me, and I had made all these sorts of connections and things like that, and it's like all sorts of things I could think of. I mean, I have a whole very interesting life, but I'm still going, and I decided to live a life of abstinence, not just because I'm a Muslim, but also because I was raped so many times that I don't want to have sex with anybody. Regarding my sexuality, I think I'm asexual. I like men or women. I would date anybody, but I don't want to because I want to be abstinent. That's what I'm saying. I meet people who I think are attractive, or maybe even I think that they're attracted to me, and then maybe they're attracted to me. But unfortunately, I don't want to date nobody. I don't want to date anybody. Though I would date anybody. That's what I'm stating. But I'm just saying I don't want to, since I want to be abstinent. I don't want to have sex with anyone. And it's like you can't date someone if you don't have sex with them. So also my schizophrenia has, like I've spoken about before, there are these couple women who I experienced. So I experienced one woman who I called Jasmine, who is the universe, and I posted a video called The Voice of Jasmine, since I thought the words or lyrics of that song reminded me of her voice. And this is one woman who I met before, but I only met her once in my life, and I had known about her before I even met her. And when I met her, I was like, oh, I just know it's her. And I experience her in some sort of way as a universe. It's like I'm constantly having sex with her, and that's why I put a wedding ring on my finger, since I consider her somehow to be my wife. And there's also another woman named Erin who I experience, who I think looks through my eyes somehow and sort of experiences what I experience, and her name is tattooed on my hand. It says Erin on my hand, and it's like my tattoos are very complicated, so when people ask me what they mean, I don't really know what to say to people. I just say that my tattoos mean like well, what they mean is like, I don't really know how to describe it. I just say like it's sci-fi. It's like sci-fi, science fiction. I mean, I can't really say anything else because it's so complicated that it would take like hours to really go into details about what my tattoos mean. Also, I think I look pretty good right now. I think I look pretty like a handsome woman. I'm a handsome woman. I don't know. That's what I think. I think I look pretty good. Also, for the record, I'm growing my hair out. That's why I haven't cut my hair in a long time. I'm growing my hair long. There's a couple reasons for this. One reason is I don't want to cut the things growing out of my head, but the other reason is just since I want to look more like a woman, so I'm growing long hair, and I think I can live a beautiful life as a woman as I want to be. And I considered because I during the life of this black woman before she had died was that she had become a trans man, and I thought to myself, do I want to become a trans man? Well, I decided I don't. I decided that's not what I want in this float of my own. So that's not what I want. I don't know. And it's like I like this video. You know why? Because I'm really talking about very interesting things here, and sort of really just consolidating everything that I really think into one video so that people can understand where I'm coming from. Also, I have this book on Active Directory on my floor, and I like this book a lot. I read part of it in high school, and it's like I think ever since high school I was aware I was a black woman. I just didn't realize it. Like I didn't know, but I was perceiving the world like this the whole time. I also didn't realize that since my perception I thought was different, but it wasn't. It's like I've always been perceiving the world like this. I've always been perceiving the world like this. I mean, if you could see the way I perceive the world, you would understand precisely why I think this, or how extremely hard to understand the language of Noor is. I mean, if you wanted to understand the language of Noor, it's very hard to understand. I mean, even if you listen to that one video I made that I titled The Most Beautiful Form of Schizophrenia, that I was speaking in the language of Noor in such a kind of strange way that people couldn't understand it, though I was speaking more like the trickster than I was the dragon in that video. And when because I was stating things like I'm hiding from people, I'm hiding things from people. I mean, I'm being dishonest with people, I'm not hiding. Well, I mean, maybe I am hiding from people because I'm kind of like out in the middle of nowhere and in this house with loonies and shit, and that's not very good. But I'm getting frustrated just thinking about it. Well, also, I mean, this house is, for the most part, it's not so bad. There's just one client here who's doing really bad shit to me, and I don't like that. And I gotta complain about it and try to get it resolved somehow. But I don't think it's like, you can't really stop someone from being, I don't know, a terrible person. I guess, like, if someone's just doing really bad things to you, you can't stop that. It's like I mostly just avoid people in this house since they're all like mentally retarded people, and I avoid them since I'm afraid of them. To be quite honest with you, I'm afraid of the people here, and it's like I just don't think it's a good environment, especially for someone who's paranoid schizophrenic, to live in a place like this. But unfortunately, I have no place else to go. I can't afford any, I have no rent to afford anything. I mean, other group homes probably aren't that different since the last group home I was at was just as fucking bad as this one. Let me tell you, it was like equally as fucking bad. It was horrible. Although I didn't realize, I mean, I realized so much shit. Like, something I realized is that, like, nobody is really your friend. At least I don't think they are, because no, I don't think anybody is my friend. I mean, logically, think about it. There's 8 billion people on Earth, but none of them are my friends. You see my point? They're not my friends. Not since I'm casting them out, but since they're already not my friends. Like, I don't even know who they are and shit. There's people driving by in cars, by the property, and I don't know any of them. Nobody is my friend. And it's like, is that to state that I couldn't make a friend? Well, that's something I've pondered a lot, since the trickster is someone who wants to make friends but cannot. So unfortunately, I thought I wasn't able to make friends, but if I look past this and somehow look that I could, prevent myself from hiding things from people, that I would be able to be friends with someone as a dragon. So that's what I'd figured philosophically it was then possible to be friends with someone. More particularly, there's one person who I want to be friends with, but I don't know how to be friends with her since she's so far away. I want to be friends with Belle Delphine. I want to be her friend, just like her friend. I'm not nothing sexual about it. I just want to be her friend. Things like that. Just very strange things that I think. I don't know. So this is my video.